Greetings, everyone. I'm Goddess Rhonda, and thank you so much for joining me for another You Are a Superhuman show. This show is for all of you empaths, psychics, light workers, witches, wizards, magicians, healers, all of you magical people that are on the front line every single day, battling evil, casting entities out of people and their homes, healing them in whatever modalities that you use, sending out your energies to heal and help. I've seen so many awesome posts from my magical community, sending out energy to the people in the path of Hurricane Irma to heal those that have survived Hurricane Harvey. And I just want you to know that you guys are superhumans. I know we like to look at Batman and Superman and all that, but they're fictional and you are not. And you are real and you are out there every single day and you deserve appreciation for it, but also the knowledge that you truly are the superhumans that a lot of the fictitious superhumans are made after, because of all of the work that you do on so many levels, so many realms, so many planes. And I just want you to know that you are cherished and that you are a superhuman, and to embrace that. And for those of you who might be saying, well, I'm not psychic or I'm not a healer, I'm not, yes, you are. You just don't know it yet. Maybe you just need some training, which you can click on my website and talk to me, and we can set up tutorials and things, because I do train people with psychic development, empaths, and things like that. And I'm happy to set up appointments with you, or to even do an empowerment reading to let you know what your gifts are and how to start to develop them to get you on that path. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and keep rolling with the show. I've done a lot of traveling this summer, so I had to put our show on hiatus for a little bit. But my traveling is done, and so here we are right back at it. So the last time we got together, we talked about different types of empaths, and I'm very grateful for the feedback that all of you have given me. Thank you to all of you who purchased my book, You Are Not Broken, which tells you how to retrain your brain, how to shield yourself, especially if you're an empath or a highly sensitive person. There's special emphasis in here for you. So if you've been having trouble manifesting your life, this will tell you how to emotionally shapeshift, retrain your brain, your subconscious, and really get things working for you, which is available on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles. And that link is in the description of this broadcast. And it will also be on my YouTube channel as well, and my website. So with all that said, let's go ahead and start talking about energy vampires. Now, all of us, we should know, because we talk a lot about, so-and-so is a psychic vampire, they're an energy vampire. Every one of us is some form of an energy vampire. However, because we all need energy. We all need energy in order to survive. However, most of us get that energy, we get it from food that we eat. Some people get it from exercise, nature. Most of us don't consciously try to drain people, but there are people out there that have no idea that they are energy vampires. They just know that they feel better when they're around certain people, and they may not know why. So we don't want to just automatically condemn them because they have no idea. Now, there are deliberate ones, too, that will happily drain your energy at any given point or any chance that they get. But what we're going to start off with is we're going to talk about different types of energy vampires. We're going to stick to 4 categories right now, although there are actually quite a few, but there's just not enough time in the show to go over all of them. And so in order to explain the different types, I took an excerpt from my upcoming book, Vamp, that will be out in a few months, because I have some explanations in there, and it was just a lot easier to read you the excerpt. I'm doing a full moon ceremony right after this, and so I didn't have a lot of time to put things together. So I took this excerpt, and I think it will help to explain for you. So we're going to begin with emotional vampires, since there's an excellent chance you have come into contact with some, if not many. These are the people that excel at keeping you on an emotional roller coaster. They constantly complain about life, about you, about themselves, or anything that they can come up with. At first, you may try to smile and nod your head sympathetically and try to politely end the conversation. Still, they will persist in subjecting you to what seems to be a never-ending stream of words meant to get on your last nerve. You try to get away from them, but that doesn't work either. If you're at work and feign having to return to your task, they will patiently wait for you to go to the restroom or to the cafeteria to get a cup of java and then corner you there. If you live with them, you may try to go to another room and close the door, only to have them lurking in the hallway waiting for you to come out, or worse, and these are deliberate ones, bang continually on the door and demand that you come out so that they can get at you again. You start to feel your head starts hurting, you get tired, and finally your frustration may grow to the point of outright anger or anguish, and in a last-ditch attempt to get rid of them, you may explode in anger or tears or start yelling and crying. Either way, afterwards you have an overwhelming need to lie down and sleep while they seem revitalized and content. You have just fed an emotional vampire. Now, while many of us don't have the ones lurking outside of closed doors banging on it, trying to force their way in to get more of our energy, many of us do have those co-workers that will come in and they had a fight with their boyfriend, or just things are just really going wrong in their life. And they will focus on one person or two, which may be you, to tell their problems to, because your energy nurtures them and soothes them and feeds them. And you can believe that they may leave you alone for a little while after they've successfully drained you, but they will be back to feed from you again. Now, here's the important thing. It's one of the things we're talking about today is being mindful and really paying attention to the people that are talking to you, especially you empaths out there, because we tend to, even though we have the capability of feeling and reading people and knowing what they're feeling and thinking, we have so much energies coming at us that we don't consciously do. If anything, we try to shy away from it. But it's important for you to pay attention to the people that you're talking to, so that you start to realize, hey, you know what? I'm only 30 seconds with this person and I'm already tired, or my head hurts, or something, so that you know to shield yourself up and do something about it. You know, the darkest type of emotional vampires, these are the people that will go to horrible scenes of accidents or sit in emergency rooms so that they can feel other people's anguish. Those are people out there that actually do exist, sadly. Now, so what you want to do is you want to pay attention, getting back to that, to the people that are talking to you. You know, if you look into their eyes, even if you're not an empath, if you're an empath, you can feel it. But even if you're not, you can look into their eyes and you'll see something happening in their eyes when they see you. Suddenly they'll light up, they'll perk up. Something's letting you know, uh-oh, why is this person perking up around me? And how come I'm starting to feel tired? It's important to be mindful of these people so that you're ready for them when they start to drain your energy, so that you can get rid of whatever cord they are putting into you. Shield yourself up, get their energy off of you before it really starts to grab a hold. Now, of course, there are lots of vampires out there that actually feed on good news. You know, they're really happy if someone's having a baby or someone's getting married, or, you know, good things like that, that they're happy if everyone else is happy. But there's not a lot of people like that. We mainly feel the ones that are coming to us with their problem. Even if they don't say anything, they might just sit next to you in silence at work, you know, right in the next cubicle, right next to you, or right behind you at lunch, saying nothing, looking on their phone or fooling around with their tablet, but you can still start to feel yourself getting tired. So they don't have to talk to you to take your energy. They just need to be in your presence. And you might find that they're always sitting by you or kind of hanging around you, even if they don't say anything. It's because your energy is contributing to their well-being in some kind of a way. And so you want to be mindful of the people around you so that you're aware of it and you can right away take steps that we're going to talk about later to help you to fix it. Now, another set of vampires are known as elemental vamps. Instead of feeding from humans, this particular type feeds from the energy of the elements. They feed from earth or air or fire or water. They are fairly easy to recognize. The people you see jogging or riding their bikes joyfully in the rain or standing in the middle of a windstorm while everyone else runs for cover. They languish in the tub for hours, soaking up the energy in the water while those they live with angrily demand to use the bathroom too. And when they finally emerge, peaceful and happy, the anger of those who had to wait so long for their turn to use the facilities has no effect on them as they glide peacefully to their bedroom. Elemental vamps who love to bask in fire and in the glow of the flames from their fireplaces, even when it's 90 degrees outside, with the excuse that it gives their home a nice, comfy feeling. Either that or they'll have 50 candles burning at the same time. I'm going to stop there for 1 second because anybody who has been to my home may often find lots of candles burning. And I love the energy of fire because I am so watery. I am a Pisces. My name Rhonda means river. My middle name Lynn means beautiful waterfall. And I'm a Chinese water tiger in Chinese astrology. So I have so much water that when I have fire around me, at least it helps to balance my energies out. And so I will happily admit to enjoying candlelight around me to help to feed me and balance my energies out. As long as I'm not hurting anybody, that's okay. If you're not hurting anybody and you like to sit in the bathtub for 3 hours, that's okay. You know, we're just trying not to hurt people. So getting back to elemental vamps who like fire, like a lizard bathing in the sun, they will stretch out in front of that fire, absorbing the energy that they find hot and nourishing and more pleasing than a cup of hot chocolate on a cold winter's day. While everyone else in the house is sweltering, they continue to sit serenely by the fire while the other occupants want a fire extinguisher and spray both of them and the fire that feeds them. So, as you may know, or have guessed, arsonists are almost always elemental vamps because they feed on fire on a grand scale. And their need for energy has grown past the point of a nice fireplace or a couple of candles around them. So they need like a huge fire to help to feed them. Now, of course, on the brighter side, firefighters are also, or can also be elemental vamps, but at least they're using their skills to put that fire out. But still, they're in that presence of a huge fire, and they seem to thrive on being firefighters. Then we also have what I refer to as vegan vamps. Some people call them tree huggers or nature lovers, but they are still vamping energy nonetheless. But they feed from plant life, trees, anything organic or non-animal source. And when their energy stores begin to deplete, they'll take off to get away from it all. They'll go camping or they'll go hiking, anywhere they can sit amongst trees and grass and feed from the energy of plants. Now, again, if you come into my home, you will find a zillion plants in my house. When I was a kid, I used to sit in the woods of Belmont Lake State Park by a stream where I could get away from it all. So I certainly will admit to, and being a metaphysician, a witch, a light worker, whatever you want to call me, you know, we will typically get energy from putting roots into the earth and bringing that energy up, or putting cords out into the universe to bring energy in. We get our energy from other sources other than people, but we do have to watch out for those who do get their energy from people, because that's where we're at risk, all of us. We're also going to talk about sexual vampires. Now, sexual vampires feed from sexual energy. They don't necessarily have to have sex. If they are sitting in, if they go out and they make sure that they look really alluring, and they'll go to a club, man or woman, stand by the bar and just have all these eyes on them, looking at them lustfully, they will drink that lust in and just get more and more pumped up without ever having to touch anybody. Now, there are also those who do use actual physical sex to drain the energy of the people that they are with. I actually believe, and this is just my personal opinion, totally my personal opinion, but I truly believe that sex addicts are actually sex vamps who need that constant energy coming at them. It's just on an extreme level. Now, the thing about sexual vampires is that they can be also very addicting to be around. You can know people that can have a partner who is as mean as a snake, mean or selfish or narcissistic, whatever they are, and that person will not leave. They'll just talk about, oh, but he or she, they're so great in bed, and they just seem like they are addicts. And sex vamps can have a very addictive energy where they can almost become like heroin to you. And I'm sure, you've known people, we call them whipped because can't seem to get away from a horrible person because they're just so wrapped up in the sexual energy of that person. That's a person who is in the thrall of a sexual vampire, and their addiction to their lover is so intense that even if that lover breaks off with them, these are the people that you'll see on the ID Discovery Channel that will go after that person or kill them or kidnap them or whatever because they just can't live without that energy. So you want to be careful of all of these. And like I said, there are many, many types. I'm sure you can probably tell me about people that have vamped your energy in different kinds of ways. But I would still say that with all of that, I would say that the majority of the vamps that actually take energy from humans is probably really unconscious of what it is that they're doing. They probably have absolutely no idea of it. They may only know that they feel better around certain people, or they gravitate towards certain people. Not everybody is into psychics and metaphysicians and things like that. And so they might not know consciously what it is that they are doing, but you will feel it because you're the one that ends up tired or fatigued or in pain. So let's take a few moments to talk about how your energy is actually being drained. So one of the most common ways is through courting, especially if you are in that person's presence all the time and that cord just gets bigger or bigger, or they shoot many cords. What they are is these are energetic cords that act as almost an IV, like an IV that you get in the hospital. So what'll happen is, let's just say that you're at work, you're sitting in the lunchroom and one of your friends comes over and says, oh, my boyfriend broke my heart, and they're all sad. Well, what they could be doing is they can be shooting an energetic cord from their heart chakra into your heart chakra, because this is where they're feeling the pain. And so what will happen is that energetic IV will transfer their energy to you and then bring your good energy back to them, which is why they feel better when they leave you, like a sick person who just had a blood transfusion. And unfortunately, they don't stop to pull that cord back out, so the cord just sits there and keeps feeding them. So you could have listened to someone or helped someone years ago, and that person can still be draining your energy unconsciously, but still draining that energy. The cords will often go into the chakras that represent it. So not only would someone who may be having a relationship problem shoot a cord into the heart chakra, they can also be at the same time shooting a cord into your sacral or your groin chakra. So you might be saying, well, what's up with that? Well, each chakra represents one of the auric bodies, one of the auric body layers. The sacral chakra or groin chakra represents your emotional body. So if this person is very emotional and they need to calm it down, that energy is in your groin. And so they can pull the energy from that too. So now you've got two cords going, and maybe multiple cords depending on what all else is going on with them. And so if they say, you know what, I hate my boss gives me such a headache, they could be shooting cords into your third eye, your crown, your sacral chakra if they're emotional about it, your solar plexus if it's something that's weighing on their minds, because the solar plexus represents the mental body. And so if they have all these things on their mind going on, then they can be pulling from that too. So you can go to work feeling great and end up coming out of there like an energetic pincushion because of everyone's cords going into you. It may translate as a backache, because a lot of empaths have backaches, but even those who have cords shooting into their root chakras at the base of their spine, you can get backaches from that because someone is depleting your life force energy. And so it's really, really important to remove these cords on a regular basis, particularly if you are an empath, or if you work in the service industries, like you're a massage therapist, an acupuncturist, a reflexologist, a chiropractor. If you're constantly putting your hands on someone, or if you're a counselor or therapist of some type where you're constantly listening to everyone's problems and their emotions and things like that, you want to, especially at least at a minimum, few times a week, pull those cords out. So we're just going to do, and I have videos for all this. A lot of you who have seen my videos are probably very familiar with this, but for those of you who are not, we're just going to do just a quickie cord removal. We'll use our heart chakra because that's where a lot of us are affected, especially if we take everything to heart. We're empaths. We want to help people all the time. And this is also where people will feel grief. And so this is where they'll shoot those cords to help their grief go away. So what we do is, and we're just going to do this quickly because we still have some other things to go through, and I've got to kind of make sure I'm moving it along. So go ahead and do this with me. What we're going to do is we're going to pull the cord out and we're going to send it into the light. Now, why do I send everything into the light? Because those of you who watch my ceremonies and watch my videos, you'll see I send everything into the light. Why do I do that? The reason that I do that is because you don't want, when you're pulling something off of you, you don't want that energy still hanging around to reattach, or to go over to your neighbor's house and bother that person, or settle into your furniture and make itself at home. You want to send it where it's going to be healed up. Also, another thing is when we send that cord of the other person into the light, we're now letting the divine take over. Now the divine is going to feed that person. The divine has plenty of energy to spread around. Unfortunately, you do not. And so we want to send that energy into the light where it will be healed and resolved, where that person will be healed, will be healed. And then what we do is we put the light in of the chakra, or if we're not pulling it off of the chakra, we can use white light. Like you may talk to someone and all of a sudden your arm will start hurting. Well, that person can be shooting that cord into your arm. Why? I may not know why, but if you're getting a ping, then that means something needs to be pulled out. So what we're going to do is right over our heart chakras, I want you to, as if you're unhooking like fish hooks, I want you to unhook like I am, open up your hands and put them at your side, and repeat after me. I unhook and release the adverse cords, karma, and burdens of others and myself and send them into the light to be healed and resolved as I am healed from them. Put your hands back over and restore my own divine peace, strength, good health, free will, and the optimum flow of divine balanced energies. These wounds are healed. Now, I want you to imagine that green light is flowing into your heart chakra. Some people like to use pink. I like to use green. Just imagine it. Now here, if you can't visualize, because not everybody can, I have a color chart here. So go ahead and look at that green color and superimpose it over your heart chakra to help you have the green light that you need to start to heal your heart up. And as you push that green light in, you might start to feel uplifted and start to feel better, feel that energy flowing in and healing up. When someone is draining our energy, it's important to put that energy back so that we can have our own energy to heal and to survive. Now you'll notice part of the wording was, this wound is healed, or these wounds are healed. That's because, just like if you were to pull a splinter out of your finger and there's a little hole there left, you want to heal that hole up because you don't want to be bleeding energy out. So we'll say these wounds are healed. Now the next step to that is to take our purified energy back from that person. So I know there are some of you out there that are empaths and saying, well, what if they need the energy? No worries. We are going to, again, to hook them into the energy of the divine. So what we do is we always only call our purified energy back. We do not want any of anybody else's debris on it. We want to only call back purified energy. And because it's your own energetic DNA, it will go right back to you. It'll go right back into your system. So what you want to do is you want to cup your hands like me. Very simple, takes 2 seconds, and say, taking back the purified energy that is mine, turn your hands outward, leaving that of the holy and the divine, meaning now we are now hooking that person or pushing energy of the divine into that person to heal them. And then we say thank you to the divine for taking over. So you may feel better. You may already start to feel a little lighter, or you may feel a little bit more uplifted because you pulled the cords out, and now you've put the proper color light into it, and you've taken your own purified energy back to help you get yourself together and for you to have that energy. Now, typically what we'll do is we will take this and we'll do this over all of our chakras to help us. Now, I'm hoping that I am not frozen because I see I'm not moving on, at least not on my screen. And so I'm hoping that I'm not frozen and everything is okay. I'm actually going to take a second to bring up another browser to see if I'm frozen. Hopefully not. But let's take a quickie look just to see. And hopefully I'm moving, and if not, then I apologize if I'm not moving. Here, we're just bringing it up now, so let me just see if I'm moving. Okay, in this browser, I'm moving. So we're going to keep rolling. Okay, sorry about that. I just needed to check because I couldn't see myself moving on this one. All right, so now let's get back to this. We've removed the cords. We have taken our purified energy back. We've talked about being mindful. It's so important to have your awareness on your body when you're talking to people, because this way you're going to know when that person is shooting a cord into you. Maybe you'll feel a ping. Maybe you'll be exhausted. Oh, thank you, Shannon, for letting me know that I'm not frozen. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you, Jenny. I'm sure you look gorgeous as always. And hi, Stacy. Hi, Barb. And so anyway, getting back to what I was saying, we've removed the cord, we've put our purified energy back, and now I want to re-emphasize the importance of really paying attention whenever you talk to anybody. This is self-defense. The same way if you were walking down a street at night in a shady area, or even what could be an affluent area, you never know what comes out of the dark. You might be a little bit more cautious. Maybe you hold your purse a little bit closer, or you're looking around cautiously, or if you're going to a dark parking lot in the mall at night or from your office, you might take a few extra minutes to look around, make sure there's no people lurking about that could hurt you. This is the same thing. It's the same thing to defend yourself and to be mindful of the people that are around you and the energies that are around you so that you can quickly nip it in the bud should something like that happen. Now, I also want to show you something really quick. Now, there are actual vampire societies out there, and they use some hand signals that I'm going to show you. So if you're sitting in a restaurant and you see someone, they've got their hands, you see it's like a heart, but they have it like this. What they're doing is they're pulling energy in from you and sending it to themselves. So they could just be sitting here like this, like la-di-da-di-da, but what they're doing is they're pulling your energy in. Now, if they do the reverse, like this, they're projecting energy at you, which you might not want either because you don't know what kind of energy anybody's projecting at you. So if you ever see anyone making those kinds of signals to you, then what you're going to do is you're going to make a circle with your hands, which says, knock it off. I know what you're doing, knock it off. And it will also block their energies or help to block their energies from getting at you. So now we're going to talk about recovering, shielding, the safe space shield, and also not bringing their energy home with you. All right, first let's take a minute to talk about light therapies because I said that's what we're going to do today. And so a lot of us are visual, a lot of us are not. And you can download this color chart from my website. My website link is in the description of this broadcast. And also, I think if you go up to the top right of the page, it'll say my website. You can just click on it. But we're going to use this chart. So you can use this chart to not only help you if you have a hard time visualizing the different colors of the chakras going in. You can use a color chart to superimpose over those chakras. Or if you don't have a color chart handy, a lot of people who are not visual or able to see colors can see words. So even if you saw the color, the word blue, or the word indigo, or the word green over those chakras, it would still be just as effective to help you with that. But also, we want to talk about shielding. Now, there's various ways to shield, and today we're going to talk about light therapies. So I want you all to look at this chart. And on this chart, I want you to identify a color that makes you feel safe. Now, we're going to try that color out because just because your eyes might say, oh, what a pretty color, that makes me feel safe, we need to see how your energies resonate with that color. Like, for example, I talk to a lot of people, a lot of empaths especially, wear black all the time. And black is a very absorbent color. And so while I understand that they may feel protected in it, if you constantly wear black, then if you're already a magnet for sociopaths or energy vamps, then that black color is going to keep absorbing and absorbing and absorbing until there's no place left for that energy to go except into you. So you're already a magnet, and now you're wearing a magnet. And so, people will respond to me, oh, but it makes me feel good. I feel better. So here, for those of you who like to wear black all the time because it makes you feel safe, even though your eyes may like it or your body may like it, let's try an experiment. I want you to look at this color black And looking at this color black, I want you to surround yourself with that energy and see how it makes you feel. Most of the people that I do this experiment with, when they surround themselves with black light or black energy, they do not feel good. This is, if you don't, now if you feel good, hey, rock on. But if you don't, this lets you know the energy that you are surrounding yourself with. And while you might say, well, how come when I wear it every day I feel okay? It could just be that you're used to it. People who have chronic pain become used to that pain. And after a while, they may not even notice it anymore. And so you could just be used to it. Like I'm paranoid because I have cats. I never know if my apartment smells like cat litter. And so I'll ask my close friends, does it smell like cat litter? And they're like, no. And I just want to make sure because I'm so used to it that I might not notice that something is wrong. So if you like to wear black all the time and you surround yourself with this black color or black light and it does not feel comfortable, it lets you know to take the black off and put something else on that's actually going to be in harmony with your energy. So now with that said, go ahead and looking at this chart, I want you to pick a color that makes you feel safe or at peace in some kind of way. And once you have selected that color, I want you to imagine that you are surrounded in that colored light. That colored light is surrounding you. And see how it makes you feel. If it makes you feel good, makes you feel safe, makes you feel strong, you can use these colors to surround yourself when you see an energy vampire walking over to you. You can immediately shield up with a light therapy to block them out. Something that's going to make you feel safe and protected from their energies. So I'm going to give you a second to kind of fool around with different colors to see which one makes you feel better. Now you can use these colors not just for shielding. I use them for a lot of things, which I'm going to show you in a minute. You can use these colors if you have insomnia and you don't sleep well at night. Pick one of these colors that makes you feel peaceful or tired or relaxed. A color that makes you feel relaxed that you can surround yourself with before you go to sleep to help you to sleep at night. Or pick a color that makes you feel rejuvenated. If you have to go to work and you're exhausted, you can rejuvenate yourself with color therapies. But you can also use them for shielding and also to heal yourself. When you are or have been in the presence of an energy vampire, one of the first things you want to do is not only pull their cords out of you, but doing a very quick, what I call light bulbing of the chakras, where you just take a second and you bring your attention to the chakra. So for example, you bring your attention to the base chakra and you just say red, red, red. And imagine a light bulb, the color of red, lighting up. And you can use the color chart to help you. There's a light bulb pressed against your root chakra. Turn it on and flood it with light. Then go to the groin chakra and there's an orange light bulb pressed against it. Turn it on, flood it with light. Solar plexus, there's a yellow light bulb pressed against it. Turn it on, flood it with light. Heart chakra, there's a green or pink light bulb pressed against it. Turn it on, flood it with light. Throat chakra, there's a blue light pressed against it. Turn it on, flash it out. Lots and lots of blue light. Only takes a second, a couple of minutes to do this. Your third eye chakra, you take the indigo light bulb, turn it on, like womp, let that light flow through. Depending on your crown chakra, which can be white, gold, silver, or lavender, pretend or imagine or visualize that a light bulb in that color is pressed against it and turn it on really quick. And then you want to use white light bulbs for your hands and white light bulbs for your feet. We have chakras in our hands and feet, and by light bulbing them, sometimes people feel like their hands are tied. They can't do anything. Light bulb your hand chakras. Or if you feel like you can't move forward, light bulb your foot chakras with white light to help you with that. So when someone has come and drained you, if you just take a few minutes to run through your chakras with a light bulb, red, orange, yellow, green or pink, blue, indigo, white or gold or silver or lavender. I personally like to use white, gold, silver, white, because then it balances me out with the sun, the moon, and the feminine, masculine energy so that I'm balanced and focused. I like to do that over my crown. So if you do that at your desk, and it literally takes a minute to just run through it really quick, then when that person leaves, you're going to already be feeling better. You're not going to be now having to spend the rest of your day. Let's say it's 11 o'clock in the morning. Now you're already drained and you've got 6 hours to go. You want to be able to function. And so do a quick light bulbing of your chakras, because the color of the chakras will also push out any adverse energies. And so that you get to have your own energy back. If you have to sneak off to the restroom and do a quick uncording and light bulb yourself up, taking your energy back, you could probably do all of it in like 5 minutes once you get the hang of it, and then you'll be good to go, back at your desk, ready to roll. Now, another thing that you can do with color therapies, and I do this as well, is I take my lemon water. I have an addiction to lemon water. And let's just say I'm exhausted and I've got so much work to do, which I do have so much work to do. Red makes me feel energetic. And so what I do is I will take a drink, and it could be water or whatever it is you're drinking. I just happen to have my lemon water here. And I will place it on this chart. And you can print this out. Like I said, you can get it on my website, or you can make your own, print it out, and I laminate it so in case I spill water or something on it. I'll put my glass on that red color and imagine that that red color is going into my water. That vitality energy is going into my water, so that when I drink it, I will then ingest that energy and it will help me to be more energetic. No point in wasting the color. So these are ways that you can immediately heal yourself up when you are in the presence of an energy vampire, to immediately fix yourself right up. Now, let's just say here comes a vampire and you can't think of the colors, or you're not visual and you don't know what to do. The other thing is what I call a safe space shield. Where do you feel the safest? Do you feel, in your bedroom, sitting on your living room couch, laying in your bed, driving in your car? Where do you feel the safest? And then I want you, as if right now, wherever you are, I want you to imagine that you are in that safe space right now. You're sitting in your car, you're sitting in your recliner, you're sitting on your bed, you're sitting at your kitchen table, wherever it is you feel safe. That is where I want you to imagine that you are sitting, where they care, in your safe space where they can't get you. So let's just say your safe space is your recliner in your living room. And here you are, and here comes an energy vampire on its way to your desk. They've seen you and they're making a beeline right for you. And you can already, a lot of us, because we work with energy vampires, as soon as you see them coming, you can feel a little panic. It's like, oh no, it's too late, they see me setting in. So what you're going to do is you're going to see, you know what, I'm not at my desk, I'm in my recliner, in my living room, where nobody's energy can get me. And put yourself in that safe space, so that you're talking from that safe space, you're working from that safe space in your mind, and that will automatically help to calm you and help to keep you safe. Now, you still want to, once that person or people have walked away, you still want to go ahead and take those cords out, heal up your chakras right away, do a quick light bulbing of your chakras to get them back, take your energy back, so that you can maintain your own energetic good health as the day goes on. But at least while they're talking to you, you can get some protection by talking to them from your safe space. It's really, really important for you to do that, to defend yourself from these vampires that come at us, and they're all over the place. You know, even if you're going into the grocery store and you're the type of person that attracts people that like to just come up and talk to you and tell you all their problems about what's going on in their lives, surround yourself with that color that makes you feel good and safe and healthy. Do a quick light bulb on yourself, or as if you're shopping from your recliner in your living room, put yourself in that safe space. It's very important for us to defend ourselves. We don't want to wait until we are so drained and so exhausted that we can barely function. We want to be on guard all the time, because the same way the superheroes like Batman and Superman, they know their enemies, we have to know our enemies too. And I'm not saying every vampire is your enemy, because again, a lot of them are very unconscious of what they are doing. But they are an enemy to your energetic system, and you must defend it. Your soul lives here. This is just a means of conveyance, our body. Your soul is in here. You want to protect your soul at all costs from anybody's adverse energies. Now, I see that we are running a little low on time. So let me quickly get to our last thing that I want to talk to you about bringing that energy home and sitting in it. So this is very important for you to know as well. One of the things that you want to do in your house is you want to, I know a lot of us will do smudging and different things like that to clear the energies in our home. But one of the things that you want to remember is if you're going home with somebody else's energy clinging to you, then when you plop down in your favorite recliner, guess what else is plopping down in that favorite recliner? Yes, that energy vampire's energy. If you're so tired, you just go home and lay in the bed, guess who else is laying in the bed with you? That person's energy. And so the same way that most people, they have a favorite place at the kitchen table, like it's your kitchen, your chair might be the one on the right. You have your favorite spot on the sofa. You have your side of the bed, and you're constantly plopping down into these areas. Well, furniture is very absorbent of energies as well. And so day after day, you can be bringing these energies home and putting them into your furniture, your favorite recliner, or your kitchen table, and things like that. And then you're sitting in it. And so even if, let's just say, on your way home from work, you said, you know what, I'm going to go see a Reiki healer and get my energy cleaned up because I'm just drained from everybody's energy today. And so you go and you spend, money, and you get yourself cleaned up, and you're like, man, I feel great. And then you go home and you plop down in that recliner or that kitchen chair or lay on your bed, and then it's like taking a bath in dirty water. You've got all cleaned up, and then you plop yourself right back down into that energy that's going to start to permeate your energetic system. So I'm going to show you a quick trick that you can do to cleanse the energy of your furniture, particularly your bed and whatever space you like to sit in at night to watch television. So what you want to do, and I'm just going to I'll use this for now because it's what I have. Let's say that this is your mattress. All right. What you want to do is you want to get a sharp knife. It can just be a steak knife that you have in the kitchen. That's perfectly fine. And then what you want to do is you want to press the tip, not hard, because you don't want to, of course, cut your mattress or your sheets or things like that. But you're going to take the tip right onto the mattress or the chair or couch or whatever it is that you're using. And you're going to kind of scoop it up and say, I send all adverse energy from this couch, sofa, chair into the light to be healed and resolved, as we are all healed from them. And now bring down the divine white light from the sacred source of all well-being and fill this chair, bed, whatever it is, with purity, peace, and protection from all adverse energies, and empowerment for me. And thank you. If you were to do that, let's just say later on tonight you go home, or later on you go into your bedroom, I want you to first lay on your mattress. If you're going to do this on your bed, I want you to first go and lay on your bed, and then get up, and then do that exercise, and then lay on it again and feel the difference. Do the same thing with where you like to sit on the couch, your favorite kitchen chair, even your car seat. Go ahead and clean it up. But first I want you to do the before and after. First sit on it or lay on it or recline in it. Feel the energy. Do that exercise and then sit on it, recline in it, or lay in it again. You will feel a huge difference in the energies that you are sitting or laying in. And so this way, at least, you're cleaning up your system, and you're also cleaning up the furniture that you sit or lay in, and what's supposed to be your safe space. You want to make sure that that is energetically clear as well. So we are pretty much out of time. I do have I'm doing the full moon expansion ceremony in just 30 minutes, and I have to finish gathering up things and setting up for that. But please feel free to join me. Don't worry. You'll see the post for it on this page. Don't worry if you don't have your candles and stuff ready, because it's built into the ceremony that you can do this at any time. You can do it tomorrow if you wanted to. So you can gather up whatever you need, and you can come back and participate at your leisure. That one's going to be on Google Hangouts, and that will post immediately to video, like this will also post to video. So you'll be able to come back later on if you want to come back and look at those instructions again, or whatever. You can come back and take a look at that as well. And I do see that there is a comment by Barbara who says, I always get people who don't like me. Now, let me explain why that is, Barbara, because I know you personally and I know your energy. You emit such goodness and such healing and such wonderful energies that to those who are not so nice, those who are the sociopaths and the psychopaths and the narcissists, your energy is like poison to them. And so they react in a violent way, or they react like, oh, what's wrong with this person? Because they can't stand your energy. So if people don't like your energy, then good, because you don't want them in your life. You want them to go away because they are probably extremely toxic. And so your energy can actually be defending you from those who would normally harm you or try to take your energy. Let that be your defense system. And if you see that these people don't like you, that lets you know they don't need to be there. And hello, Emily. Thank you so much for joining us. So again, don't forget that you can download this from my website. And you can make your own. You know, it's not that hard to make your own on Publisher, but if you don't feel like it, you go to my website and click on free gifts. This is one of them, and you can just download this and carry it around with you, or take a picture of it so that you have it on your phone all the time if you need that visual help, because not everyone is visual. And also, please don't forget to check out my book. You can do a look inside on Amazon. You Are Not Broken. How to retrain your brain, clean up your energy, use emotional shape-shifting to change your life. And there's special emphasis for empaths and highly sensitive people. It will explain to you about your subconscious behaviorisms, what's going on with you spiritually, energetically, how to get yourself cleaned up, get control of your mind, and get on the right path to success for whatever it is you're trying to achieve. I want to thank all of you so much for joining me today. I will definitely be back next week and continuing forward with our Superhuman training, because I want to, even though you guys are awesome psychics and wizards, and those of you who are experienced, you probably already have your own ways of protecting yourself and healing yourself, and that's perfectly fine. I am talking mainly to those who don't know how to do that. And so by helping you to become a true superhuman, you have to know how to defend yourself. And we're going to be talking about lots of things on this show: developing psychic abilities, developing healing abilities, learning how to read your own chakras, things like that. So please join me next week for another You Are a Superhuman. And remember that you truly are a superhuman. And I am so grateful that you are on this path with me. And if you know of anyone else that this show may benefit, then by all means, please share it with them. It's going to post right away to video whenever, so they can see it whenever they like. And we have the archived shows on my page and also on my YouTube channel under the playlist of Superhumans, where you can go back and look at other shows that we've done where we talk about different types of empaths and things like that. So thank you so much, you awesome, awesome, awesome superhumans out there. I appreciate you, all of the work that you do, all the help that you give to everyone, the nurture, the sustenance. I appreciate you, and I want you to know that you are appreciated and that you are cherished. So I love you to pieces, and we will see you again next week. Thank you. Namaste and blessed be. And if you like, please join me in about 30 minutes for our full moon expansion ceremony, where we are so going to take advantage now that Jupiter is out of the post shadow, the planet of good times, of money, of expansion, and we're just going to expand our wealth and our peace of mind. And also we're going to do our giving back ceremony that we do every full moon. And we have special prayers built in for those who survived Hurricane Harvey and those in the path of Hurricane Irma as well. So please join me for that in approximately 28 minutes. Thank you, everyone. Have an awesome full moon. Have an awesome night. And we will see you, if not in 30 minutes, we will see you next week. Namaste and blessed be. Thank you.